Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. Hello there. No. Okay. We are going to recreate the Copacabana. We are going to do that. Okay, great. So the idea today is that we want to recreate the Copacabana beach, kind of, or like the area, right? Because I think it could be quite interesting to have it like as a, I think this is a very interesting place, and I think it's something that I could take a look at. Like it's not, in my head, it's not that hard to recreate in a way. So let's take a look, first look at some examples. Yes, it's kind of like do the research and all those things all together. So yeah, let's first take a look at it, because it has this very interesting kind of like shape, just this like slight arc, and then it has always those perpendicular places, which are then filled by more places. Let me actually reduce. I'm somehow able to satellite. Ah, yes. Now, why isn't it in 3D? Okay. Oh, I have to rename the stream actually. Recreating the Copacabana in Grasshopper. What better time to create the Copacabana than like that? Like in the, it's still gonna be summer again. Well, there will gonna be winter, but it's gonna be hot nonetheless. So it always has this like, it has like, there are like three interesting things. Like first of all, you have this arc. Then you have those hills, in the background and surroundings. And then you have those small parcels where they're basically completely built upon, right? So how I imagine it, and they're always kind of perpendicular-ish. So how I would imagine it, I want to like create an arc. This arc then has like, wait, can actually, I will sketch it out in Grasshopper itself. Hello there, 089. Welcome to the stream. And I think it's possible to do that. And I kind of want to have just like some simple B-reps, and maybe we can even get like a render out as well. Yes. Yes. What is this, by the way? Where is the Copacabana Palace? It should be this one, right? Yes. You have a pool here, and you have the water here. Are you doing a thesis on Grasshopper based on it? Based on what? On the Copacabana beach? No, I just had this thought today. So I kind of want to see how, because I was always doing like facades and more like building specific things, but now I want to try it on an urbanistic thing as well. And the Copacabana in my head always had this like very kind of just arc and then perpendicular lines thing to it. So I want to try it out on that. So this is not gonna be a thesis, but obviously someone can use it as a thesis. You can do whatever you want with it. It's all open source, baby. Yes. Okay. Let me actually change this thing. Whoops, yeah. I hope it's not too loud for you, the music, by the way. I think I do it a little bit less. Yeah. Okay. Now I think I want to, I think I also want to. Okay, now I think this should be fine. Okay, in my head, this is like pretty straightforward. So let's actually use the colors as well. So you kind of have like the arc here, right? And then you have yeah, product design, interesting. Yeah, I'm not like with product design is a very interesting thing. I actually didn't use, I mean, for example, with Shapediver, they're using they're marketing it is it more as a product design. I personally come more from like an architecture field, so I like to use it in that. But yeah, everyone for its own needs, right? I think it has in both things its advantages, for sure. I mean, isn't like a product in a way just a really small building that gets duplicated more often? That's a big assumption. I'm sorry if I'm that naive, but yeah, at least that's my understanding. My very naive understanding. Okay, now we have the basic shape. And then we have the streets like that. Oh, my drawing is horrible. So the streets, and we have several of them. Like that. And obviously they're also go kind of like that. Maybe let's also do like some variations like that in there as well. Yes, I also think it's a very niche and not as democratized as architecture. Yeah, could be. There is a great book actually about niches. It's called, I was actually recommending it today, The Long Tail by, let me take a look, by Robert something something. By... I never can, yeah, Chris Anderson. Really interesting book, kind of. It's like more about like marketing and stuff. But it was written like in 2006 and it kind of predicted, in my opinion, it predicted a lot of things that are actually did happen, especially like with Spotify and with YouTube. It kind of like, there are more niches now than there were in the past, because now we have like video on demand, everyone can do his own thing, right? So whoops, that's like the thing with it. Yeah, I got this. I also got the reference. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it. And I was really positively surprised actually about that book, because I thought like, yeah, it's just another marketing book, you know. And then like, interesting. I actually learned something. Okay, and then we have those like hills in here. They're like kind of intersecting in that. Ah, that's beautiful drawing, isn't it? Me architect, huh? Yeah, and then we actually have like the kind of subplot things. Just like a very basic kind of shapes, whatever. There's actually like one command where they're actually like using that. And I would imagine that obviously if we see it from a section view, it would be kind of like, so you have the building like that, right? I would imagine they get like smaller and smaller the more back they go, because front line is the most expensive. And like this, and then some water. Oops, no. Damn it, I need to learn to draw better in Grasshopper. Water. And waves. Because Copacabana beach, huh? Copacabana. Good. Now that we have that, let's actually start. I would start kind of with does an arc, like let's actually just start with an arc. XYZ. Wait, where's? Okay. So let's kind of do this as like a reference, and then yeah, it's Copacabana's the best beach I think in the world. I actually wonder if it's really an arc or if it's just like a curve, to be honest, because an arc is always a part of a circle, right? And I kind of point A to AB2. 1, 2, 3. Let's actually just go with a curve, to be honest, because it goes like slight. I think I want to have as much control about the curve as possible. So I will just set one in Rhino, kind of like take a look at the image again. Kind of like that also, yeah. Kind of like that. Good. So on curve, put it in here, and then we can still modify it later. Actually, let me. No, it's fine. And let's use a point. That's gonna be like the point where things where the streets basically go to. And then I want to have the streets divided length. Yeah, and I think no one's going to Copacabana beach at the moment. Like it's, yeah, I heard there's like a disease out there raging around, which kind of makes things a little bit difficult. Oh yeah, and I also want to kind of, should I automate those or the hills, like those things? Let's just put in a few points. Like that, this one, this one, and then they just are like circles of different heights. Circle range of domain will be and this will be the list length of x minus 1 minus 1 your radius. Go. Kind of like that. Where they kind of like the streets kind of don't go further than that. Obviously, you can still just put in the poly curve as well, but and do it like this. And then I also will cut the video into, like, I think once I'm done with it, I kind of make it like a one tutorial thing of kind of like explaining it and then going through it. Good. Yeah, I will also use bifocals, so you don't have to do that. So just, you know, what we're talking about here. Can I have the points? Here, those things. So we do like lines. Just do it very simple, huh? Like those, and then those will be extended. At least the end of them. It's a bit better, you could make it more intelligent, but that works for now. Kind of like that, you see. And now I also want to create I wonder if there's a I think it's fine. Just wondering if I think I'm actually gonna remove 1 point, because I think this one might get me in trouble later. It's kind of hard to explain why I think that, but because I want to make like an offset of it, and yeah. So offset. I think I can offset it just slightly, or just, I don't know. Do I make it? No, I will make it like with a normal offset. Offset curve, and I will offset it multiple times. And if I were to actually take the, no, I really don't understand that good which offset to use every time, to be honest. And one, I think this one then goes the other direction. No, okay, it goes the same direction. But yeah, actually if I flip it, obviously. I don't know which one to use. I think I use that one because it's like more lightweight. And then we say how many streets we want. How many offset streets? Step. Start. Yes. And this includes this one. So now we kind of have our kind of blocks, as you see. Just rename it to that. Or just like a nice diagram, actually. Okay, now we have the curve. And now I want to create like little pieces in there. I think, okay, there are nicer ways to do it in a clear way, but I think for now I will just stick to trim surface. And I will just create, what will I create? I will create lofts, no, ruled surfaces in between each of those surfaces. So I will just shift them by 1. I will not wrap it. And that's actually, wait, I want to change one thing, because there's this like floor, you see, like right now it's Z fighting, you see it looks weird, and you can actually change the floor height, I think somehow. As the basis, but this is something in Rhino. And show point show. And I want to shade them. Automatic altitudes. Minus 1. No. And let's just make it not automatic, and let's do it minus 0.01. So it's just slide under 0, so it doesn't Z fight. So it's like it's gonna be like slightly. If I do this, it should be like slightly under it. Yeah, like a little piece. No one sees it. Good. And now I will just split it. Yeah, I just want to try to do everything with vanilla Grasshopper stuff. I don't want to use any plugins. Surface split it with those curves. Nice, that looks good. And it seems to give me, yes, Very nice surfaces. Oh yeah, and there is this plugin. No, this thing. It's called. How is it called? It's like from an artist, but it has. It creates really nice shapes on surfaces. Oh, yeah. Jared Tarble. It needs to be rectangle, but that's fine. Can't I do like an adjusted? I still kind of want the direction of or what if I just like do kind of something like this. And then I do, let's actually just flatten that. Nice, so let's flatten that. Or maybe not. And then create, I don't know why it's on surface to curve. That's fine that it's red, it works fine. But I want to divide it further. I think I just want to create some okay, that doesn't really work. I want to have like equal pieces. Okay, problem got a bit more complicated than I thought it would be. Maybe there's a different way of going to it. Kind of like stretching it. But this would work, but I'm not sure. Let's try to think about this one first. I could also just shatter this curve. What? Why is it? Cannot shatter it. Whoop. And I can just offset it now. Or apparently not. Minus 10. Okay, and now I could use the endpoints of the segments and just, I think I need to, yeah, I need to trim them once, to trim 3. Oop. Ah, damn it, come on. Line, this one. And now I should have some nice lines. I actually just realized they're in the wrong direction, but okay. Or not okay, actually. Why are they going? But I want to have the offsetted version of the initial curve. Just take the same one here. Okay. Now the thing is, it will generate me some really weird sketchy results, which is kind of fine. Maybe. Or let's just, it looks like if I'm extruding outward, it's fine. So if I'm extruding always at least as much, so we're just gonna so it's minus 1.3, and I want to go up from that. What? And I go from, I guess I add it together then. But I would like to have those in different sizes. But in this way, they'll still be clean from outwards. Oh, they're always kind of open, actually. Is it fine? Oh, because they're closing here, kind of makes sense. Well, there's nothing really anything I can do about this now. Maybe that's actually, I don't know, I almost don't notice it, to be honest, but okay. So I want to have slightly different block sizes. What the fuck happened here? I want to have slightly different block sizes. So this first of all needs to be a little bit different. So let's just create a range of numbers. Invalid. Isn't there like an invalid removal thing? Clean tree. Okay, good. There's one less, that's good. And I want to create a range. Because I want to have it look like a little more like random, you know? So, and let's keep it in the positives. Block size. And we will make it so it's -x. Because for some reason goes this direction. Inner words like this. So now I should need to have different sizes, right? And they're kind of sorted actually. So I want them what? Why? What? Shouldn't they all be random? Because I'm drawing them? Ah, no, I need to put it afterwards then. No, okay. Randomness block size. Okay, good. Now that we have that, I want to join those ones together. So those should result in a list of 4s. Obviously they're, yeah, I need to use this one. So they're in groups of what? Of 94? 92, I mean. Maybe it's also use this on like this size on the general size here. I want Do I know what I'm doing here? I guess I need to graft it. So if it's 0, if it always goes up until the edge. And if it's less, it goes that amount less from it. Okay, good. You see this spot here, for example? It's really nice how it just jumps over naturally. I mean, there doesn't need to be any if-else statements. It just does it because there's a corner. Well, I guess there's some if-else statements in offsets, right? But it's nice to see. Anyhow, this looks so weird. Well, each thing has 4 sides, right? So we can we just partition them in a list of 4? I mean, let me check if it's closed. No, I need to join them. No, still not. Okay. So wait, I'm getting those ones and I'm getting the other ones. And if I just, I need to graph them, I guess. Each single one of them. Yeah, and then I get 4. And then I can join them together. And then they're all, yeah, okay. They're all joined. Are there any ones who are not true here? Doesn't look like it to me. Well, it actually does simplify that a little bit. Okay, good. Now we have, I guess, our pieces, but they all have the same length, right? Okay, so I'm giving each thing a curve. But this one is the outer curve, right? I kind of want the outer curve to be more, wait, let's show this. To be more straight, and the inner ones, you see, they're all fucked up. So I want the inner ones to be crazy. So I think we're actually gonna like go back and forth here. So I think I'm just gonna offset this again with the negative distance, and this should give the same result as the, okay, it kind of destroys some of them completely. Okay. Maybe let's do it in that way. The normal one, I mean. Whoa, Yeah, I need to trim it once. Yeah, and this one gives us more exact result, okay. So we need to use that one instead. But now that we have this one, we can... Can we? Or what if I'm just keeping this measure? I don't want to make it too complicated. Let's just take a look at how it would look like if I would change, if this would be our range. So from, let's say this and that. Constructing a domain between on this many steps, but with x minus 1. Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday evening, by the way, or whatever time it is at your place. If you're at work, then hello. I hope you're learning something. So if I change this now, yeah, see, it gives us now different heights here, but I also obviously want to jitter it again. So they're kind of random. Yeah, I think actually let's just keep them random. So this is then the offset. Whoops. I don't want to keep this like that. Okay, now we have like different offset things going on here. And actually I might want to change this parameter as well, because I have like so many curves here and I want to have them like different. So let's also create a range. Do also like a range tutorial here. So this length of this one, create a range. Couldn't there be more? Wait, let's actually just do a small. So we take the steps and then we construct a domain again. From till and we do x minus 1. That was my WhatsApp. Oh. And then we use this one as the count. That was mine again. Let me just mute this. Or do this a bit quieter. Okay. Then we have our buildings, which are a little bit different sizes. Here's like all fucked up, but that's fine. And I also maybe want to yes, okay, let's just create them here. And simplify it. Okay, good. And I want to change the offset a little bit. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and maybe I also want to do a different seed on each, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think that wasn't a good idea. That wasn't... no, never mind. Let's actually save it. But I need to... Can I just take it from here? No, they look different because this one looks, you see, those look the same. Okay, I think this should, those look the same, those look the same. Let me, just make sure it's more random. Yes, because I will take just like a number from there and just make it more random. Good, and actually I also cancel out those as well. I would do it like in a getaway, but I think it's fine. This curve. And this then should be able to be extruded. Uh-oh. But obviously I want to have it extruded a little bit randomly. So I want to take the area. And I'll take the distance between this point. And let's actually all just flatten it at this point. Center of, oh no. Maybe yes. Center of this and the center of our initial point, because this is like the closest one from the thing, right? And then this gives me basically a base height. Yeah, it definitely does. 1 over x. I don't know if this exists also in normal Grasshopper. Yeah, okay. And this then should, I will just multiply it many times over. So this was good because you see the most thick one here, but I also want them to be a little bit jittered. Always jittering, huh? It's like, it's just jitters and things. Okay, but I also, okay, before I do that, actually, let me just give a more or less sensible base height. And let's remove some of the distractions. I wonder actually, I should do something with the Blender things, to be honest. Because they have like really cool options there. Okay, let me do the offset a little bit more offset of the block size. Starts getting weird here, huh? Okay, and let's so you have some kind of like more sensible, what the fuck's happening over here? Sensible sizes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called art. Okay. Well, some of them are weird, that's fine. What if I do a self-intersect inter? Let's just remove those. So if the list length of this is larger than the other one, larger than 1, then my friend, it's bye-bye. Larger than this. Nope, I should have flattened the other one first. Okay, it still keeps the majority of them. What the fuck, aren't you like... Oh no, okay, obviously it's... Okay, I'm not happy that it... Oh no, this one is fine. Okay, but it removed some of them, which is okay. Some of them are not open because of an accident, but that's fine. Okay, good. Now we have this list. And we just activate this. Obviously, this is way too big. Yeah. Kind of. Let's skip those. Or should I have just boundary? Okay, maybe just capping them is a better idea. Custom preview, and let's mesh them before. If this doesn't take forever, okay. And then mesh. Join. With that, you have the best results for your PC. Nice. And now for the next trick. Now it gets interesting. Okay, I think I'm thinking of skipping the whole mountain part, to be honest. Or maybe that's like a part 2. Because I want to keep this like short, you know? Those are like completely weird. Nice, but they all look... Yeah. So let's increase something. Let's increase things. Whoa. Let's increase this. Where do I put the offset? Okay, obviously, maybe can I just wait? This is the basic surface, right? Couldn't there be like a better way? A better way of extruding them? Like more, I mean, they're just... Orientation P, orientation A. So just create. Let's do the pattern. No. Start axis profile. Nope. Why did it go all over the place? That's weird. Orientation. Okay, nope, let's not do that. Oh, even though, wait, did it actually? No, it didn't close them. Is there a better way of patching them and extruding them? Like with meshes, maybe? I mean, this is like so heavy. And with pufferfish, I could imagine that there is a better way to do it. Do I have it installed here? Yes, here. Like offset mesh would it be, right? Oh, interesting. No, but I mean offset. This one here. Well, that's true. I mean, this gives like a way quicker results, and it's the same. Yeah, let's maybe for demonstration purposes, let's keep it like that. But other than that, use this one. Good, and I guess it's like almost. I think I will do a tutorial just with like this thing, so we just show the basic concept and how it works. So let's just clean up the things a little bit. Yeah, and then let me just show like I will. If I say okay, I wanted it to have different, then it should manually adjust all of it. Obviously there's some weird things going on here, but it's fine. obviously, I think this should be the biggest part, right? To have more offsets. Okay, it kind of falls apart over there. Because the thing is not long enough. Let's put it to 1000 then. Oh, and actually I also want to join the geometry together, join mesh. And flatten that. And then it should be all very nice and smooth. Great. Okay. Copacabana Beach, blah blah. And okay. Then I guess we're getting ready for the video. Hey, everyone. What? The hype part's coming. I guess I will also record it, but yeah, and I will do it so it is not. I will think I will actually just cut the stream down, but yeah, okay. And I actually might need to retry it a few times. So I'm like, well, I get like a lisp, or not lisp, but I want to be a little bit more clear here in my thought process. I also want to clean it up first correctly. Like that. We have the things, we can move them. Whoa. Nice, it looks pretty sick, to be honest. Music, okay. Okay, and this then. It's not the cleanest, but okay. Da-da-da. Actually, just let me save it directly in the Grasshopper tutorials, Copacabana, save. We can push it to GitHub later. Okay, good. Let's see if this, yes. Thanks for watching. Primary, nice. Okay. Okay, so wait, let me actually go through this. So first we create a point. This is like where the trees come from. And then we also create this point here. And I think I will just do it so... I think I will start with that. And then I will change it to this one and deactivate this. Okay. Okay. And so I will not click through it, I will just explain it through it, right? So it's more quicker. Okay. All right, let's actually increase this size a little bit. Size front buildings. Let's come out a little bit less. It's like visible, right? Yeah. And maybe let's move this all over a little bit to the right here. And let's increase this part. Okay, no. Let's delete this. Okay, now we're going to the video part. This will be like 10 minutes. And I will not look at the chat during that time. And I'll just go through and then we're basically finished and then I will just cut the video short. Okay, so what do I show? I want to show the this. Okay. Okay. We're going recording in 3, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're taking a look at the Copacabana beach and how it actually works. What do I mean by that? Well, here's a lovely way of drawing it out, and here's a way of how it looks like on Google Maps. So you basically have this little arc, and then you have rows going down there. So I thought, why not just create it in Grasshopper? Basically, like that. So if you want to come and follow along, then let's get into it. Great. So in this tutorial, we're going to see how you can basically have this front here, and then you can also just change around the parameters like that, you know, and say, you know what, I want to have a few more rows of my buildings. Then, well, okay, now you have an entire city over there. Or let's just say, okay, you know what, I don't like it the way how it goes here. Let's just move this a little bit upwards here, and then recalculates. Give it a few seconds, and then you have a whole amount of new buildings, just like this in a very easy way. We're just gonna pull it back here a little bit. The script is a little bit bigger, but just follow along, and then you can kind of understand of how it works and how the idea through it works. So let's get this back to like just 3 counts, or 2 is a little bit too much, right? Too little. Let's go to 5. So let me just deactivate the way how it looks here, and we're just gonna go step by step, one by one. So we are going to, it kind of like is shown already here like this. So we have a point here where you have all those lines coming from. And then you have an offset in between those lines where you are defining each surface one by one. So this is our base point. This is our base curve. This curve then gets divided into several pieces. Then those pieces basically have a connection to the initial points, and they then get extended further. While they get extended further, we are creating a series that creates an offset of the initial curve that we have created before. And then we're gonna shift the list just by one, with not wrapping it. And then we're gonna create 4 different surfaces, or depending on how many offsets you have. Those then get actually splitted by those things over here. When we have them splitted, we're creating just the curves for it. Don't worry, it's shining up in red, but it doesn't matter. But we can remove the ones who did not really make it with the clean tree command. So then we're going through this, we're going to create different offsets like this. But like, how do we want to do it? Well, we're creating basically a range of lists, or like a range of different values between 2.36 and 3.42, and those then get created by a domain, and this domain also gets into the negative. So I always right click on it, expression -x. And then we have basically the distances of all those different pieces here that get offsetted like that, like each piece. And we can have it obviously completely like not random. So then they're all kind of like the same based on like their closeness, or we can have them completely random and then they're like all over the place. It doesn't matter where they are. So now that we have that, we also want to create those pieces in like each of the individual buildings. So again, we're going to create a domain between from 2, do a -1 here because the domain is like one step further than the amount of steps there are. And then we're going to create those little points in here. And those points, then we're going to use the divide curve as the parameters from the curve we want to divide. And now that we have that, we are actually going to, you guessed it, do another domain that goes from the offset though, because we kind of want to we created those segments here in the first place, but now we want to go back and push them outwards again like this, you see? We're going from that and we push them outwards. And we want to do that by using the initial values that we had from the initial offset of the curve, and then do a little bit of an offset to those. So we have then each of those things has a individual offset as well. It's kind of like a range of a range almost. So now that we have those defined, we have the offset defined, and we also have our initial points. And now those two then get drawn together like this. And we're just gonna basically create the curve, like we had the offset, and we have to trim down the tree by 1 layer because otherwise you see there just one value, but here there are actually like the several values. And those, then we take the endpoints and we stitch them together with merge, the lines like those, and the offset curves as well. Then we have those 4 points of each, or like the 4 lines for each curve, which is basically the curve we want to then manipulate further. Great. There's one more thing. There are sometimes kind of intersecting curves as well. We kind of want to remove those, you know, like those. There might be still in there, but just like this is just a basic measure, we just basically use the curve self command, see if the list of points who are intersecting events, where intersecting events are happening, is greater than 1, and then we're going to remove those with the dispatch pattern. But be careful, because we flatten it here, we also have to flatten that as well. Great, and now that we have our curve created here, you know what, we're doing it again. No, we're not really doing a range again, but we are we're using the initial point that we have and search for all the different areas or all the different rectangles, the points in the middle. And then we're going to use a 1 over x. So basically, before this would have been like a short amount, and 1 over x basically flips them around and makes that all those values are less than 0. So it's like 1 divided by like x higher minus 1, or 1 divided by x. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. And then we basically have our curve defined here, and then we're actually using a plugin which is called pufferfish, but you can also do it in another way. And the other way would be to create the extrusion of the polyline that we created here in the end, then actually cap it. And then once it's capped, we are going to use the mesh brep. So then our brep is going to be a mesh and not a NURB anymore. Then we have to flatten this, or in this case it's already flattened, and then we just mesh them together. And then we're going to create our custom preview with that. And again, we can manipulate all those different features. For example, if I say, okay, you know what, I want to have the offset a little bit different. So then let's actually, first of all, I want to create it from those ones because it's a little bit more smooth lined. It's a little more smoother. I want to create the block size, which might be a little bit like, I don't know, let's make it to 5, for example. And then our blocks, well, there might be some weird result as you see right here, but maybe we can decrease it a little bit or do this to 1, so we have like more variety of the block sizes. Or we can say, okay, I want to create this to 3, and then we have, I think, overall different block size. And then again, we want to change the overall shape a little bit like that. And maybe I actually want to change the block size a bit back. And then I should have them like they were before, more or less. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm in a good mood today. And I'm just gonna create increase the count to 10. And then I have like a gigantic city that is like till the end of time almost. Yeah, great. And yeah, that's the power of Grasshopper. I mean, we literally just spent 9 minutes on this and we have a gigantic city. Obviously the thought process might take a little bit longer to understand how it kind of works, but we have like a very individual blocks with individual heights, with individual components, which creates a gigantic amount of different possibilities. And obviously, again, if you want to change the parameters around, it's easily doable. So yeah, obviously it takes a while to manipulate the things a little bit, but I think that's always kind of like worth it to, I don't know, have this in a way. So yeah, so this is my interpretation, or our interpretation, of the Copacabana beach in Rio de Janeiro. So yeah, thank you much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I think I want to try more urbanistic things as well, so we can kind of see how those things work. And yes, have a great day. Enjoy the time. If you have any questions, let me know, please. If you have any ideas, let me know. And see you in the next one. So just want to say goodbye as well to all you streamers. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I learned something today for sure, and hope you did as well. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye guys and girls.